throwing warrants at me. It's because everybody loves town meeting.
It's my favorite.
Right, mine too.
It's what we work so hard for all year long.
Right?
All right, you guys ready? All right, so it is 7:03. We are the Halifax Finance Committee. Today is May 2nd, and on the agenda tonight is mail, reserve fund transfers, meeting minutes, discussion of fiscal year 16 and 17 budgets, discussion of articles for the warrant, review the calendar, public participation, and adjournment. We are being filmed tonight by Area 58. Okay, first up, mail. Okay, here is an email from Jerry Elliott to me. Good morning, Gordon. As the chairperson of the Halifax Finance Committee, I wish to inform you and your committee in advance that I plan on putting a hold on my town building expense budget line 41 at town meeting. I am planning on reducing my request on the town meeting floor, the town building expense line budget from $32,800 down to $30,850, the amount request last year. The reason behind submitting the higher budget to begin with, this was the first year the budgets were split, sort of trial for this department. I was concerned with the outside cost accelerating that I would be looking for a transfer. The good news is that I am not. I was able to stay within my budget allotted for the FY16 and could possibly turn back money come June 30th if no unforeseen emergencies arise, and therefore, like other apartments, I should level fund if possible. I believe this budget in the future should be funded at a higher number, if possible, due to the higher number of buildings this department must maintain. I'm not reducing the other half of my budget, but leaving it at the amount that I requested at $45,150. Town buildings preventative maintenance, again, due to the increase PM. Preventative maintenance on the other contacts from different vendors. Thanks again for all the support the Finance Committee and you have given this department. Sincerely, Jerry.
That's nice.
Yep. I had a phone conversation with him and thanked him for the email. So that's one item that we should take a vote on, which would be to
He's gonna put that on the floor, right?
right, so we could make a recommendation right now that we recommend his motion to amend and recommend his new number.
What's the new number?
Or we can just do it at town
Just-
meeting night.
I mean, just anything could happen between now
Alright, let's wait then.
Did he give a new number?
Yes.
Yeah, 30,850, did I hear that?
He
right?
went from 32,800 to 30,850. Okay, is that the only mail?
Yep.
Do we have line item
I have
transfers?
2 line item transfers.
Line item
So
transfers.
we'll do Pam's first, seeing as she's here.
Okay, hi Pam. Okay, this is for the group insurance town share. The budget amount for this fiscal year was $887,560. The current balance in this account is $94,360.77. The reason for the excess balance in this account, there is still a bill approximately of $69,626.21 plus $1,500 to be paid from this account. It will leave approximately $32,000 left in this account. Fluctuation in this account happens throughout the year because some people leave or retire, and then their insurance becomes lower or non-existent for us. The amount can just as easily go up, but this year we have lucked out in regards to the fact that we have paid less than expenses. This is go to Plymouth County Retirement Account. The budgeted amount was $1,008,901. The current balance in this account is $0. The reason for the projected deficit in this account is that we need to make up the difference between deductions withheld from an employee at 7.5% and the deductions that should have been withheld at 9% plus 2% over 30. The deduction shortage was by no fault of the employee, and the town must make up the difference to buy back the time in Plymouth County for the employee. So this is, the deduction was being taken out at 7.5, and it should have been taken out at 11%. 9 plus 2.
9 plus 2%.
And it was a deduction from the employee's wages?
Yeah. Oh, and I missed the top line here. The amount to be transferred is $1,609.13.
What was the deduction for?
So, back in, sorry, I'll give you the synopsis. Back in July 2014, a part-time employee went to full-time. The employee completed an enrollment form for Plymouth County retirement, that's the procedure. The employee should have been terminated from deferred compensation, like Voya account, and put into Plymouth County retirement. However, the process was not followed through the payroll system, therefore the employee had improper deductions. This wasn't caught until the April 7th, 2016 payroll. So then we immediately got in touch with Plymouth County Retirement and Voya. Plymouth County Retirement sent us a figure of what should have been deducted. The Voya, because Voya didn't take out as much because it was at a lower rate, so the difference is the $1,609.13, and Voya's agreed to refund the town for incorrect deductions, and the town will use the return funds to pay Plymouth County Retirement the correct amount owed to them, which doesn't include interest, and the line item is requested to make up the difference.
Okay. I followed that, everyone else.
But that should have come out of the employee's wages, that difference? But now it's coming out of town money?
Right. It wasn't not, wasn't the employees, it was an error in the treasurer's department.
Have we incurred any tax liability by deducting it from the employee?
The Voya's agreed, well, they were deducting it, what you would do as a part-time employee, pay the deferred comp. And Voya was kind enough to say, we understand that this was an error, so we're going to take this out without any kind of penalty.
Okay,
Give you that money to put towards Plymouth County. And Plymouth County was kind enough to waive the interest. So we're not paying any interest. We have got all the money from Voya, and that will go to the employee's retirement. It was an error that was made and just not caught for quite a while. So, as she said, it wasn't a problem, it was no fault of the employee, and so we don't feel he should be penalized.
no, absolutely, I was just concerned as the quote-unquote employer that we were gonna have a tax bill coming down the pike.
I don't believe so.
Okay,
So from April on, the deduction out of the employee side has been corrected.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the transfer in the amount of $1,609.13?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions?
What
Was
about you?
everyone? No, I was aye.
Okay.
This goes to the select. They'll say it
Okay.
Is there anything in place to prevent this from happening again? Just, I mean, are there
Yes,
checks
so,
and balances?
new procedure.
Okay.
So whoever inputs the payroll, someone else will now approve the payroll. So you started that.
Who caught this? Did we catch it or the employee? You caught it?
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so this goes to,
No, what'd you say?
Yep.
give it to Charlie.
So Charlie, tomorrow that will have to go to Southwood.
Do we only sign one copy for lines? Thank you, Pam.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your evening. Thank you.
I was second line item transfer.
We're both for another evening, so yes.
Okay. The amount requested is,
No, there was only
Oh,
one.
I said
another
in a
one of
minute.
these.
I will have another one too.
There's another one.
500
Transport.
That I've already got it in the file.
$518. Okay. To from an article?
I don't know what it is, I haven't
It's
seen
fine,
it.
right.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, please transfer $518 from article from account 01-452.
Yes, they had an article for computers.
Okay.
They haven't spent it all, so that's.
Okay. The budget amount was $1,500. The current balance in this account is $518. The reason for the excess balance in this account is IT position saved us money. Okay? To the Pope's Tavern electric bill, the budget amount for this fiscal year was $2,500. The current balance in this account is $176.57. The reason for the projected deficit in this account, the Finance Committee lowered it a few years ago, and Pope's Tavern is really drafty in the wintertime, and the doors don't shut well, etc.
So they have
lowered-
electric
The
heat?
the electricity has been going up, but last year we ran into this issue where all of our electric accounts needed more money. This year we evidently did not put enough in Pope's Tavern Electric. She now has about $7 left in there because she paid her next month's bill, so she definitely needs the money.
Okay, do we,
How much is she transferring?
$518?
Yeah, do we have enough for next?
Right.
Yeah, she,
Probably level
because
funded
the
then.
bill that she just paid, I believe, was her 10th bill, so she has another 2 bills. So depending on what's going on over there at the ends or whatever,
Should be cheap the next 2
let's
months.
hope. But I'd rather see it happen than have her come back, so.
Yeah.
Council on Aging expense,
We level
we
funded.
level funded it. I don't have the, does anybody have the detail on that line?
Did, who came up with the?
It doesn't come out of her expense account, it's a separate account,
It's money left in
post-tax.
the article
Oh,
for
it
the
is?
electric
But
light
you
bill.
Oh, all right,
decided that that
121.
was enough.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's my question.
so $2,500 is what we had in there for this fiscal year, and what we had in there for last. So,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead, Mickey.
Do you know who came up with the $518 number? Or how
She did.
that was?
I didn't give her numbers.
Apparently it was what was left in the IT.
Oh, is that the total amount that was left in that other line?
Yeah, in the article.
Oh, okay.
So, even if the money's not spent, it'll be returned back.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I'm wondering, like, how much was in the line, I'm trying to find the right line, how much
The,
was in?
the correct line is line 121.
Page 19.
Well, just back of the envelope math, if she's done 10 months
Yeah.
and spent $2,500,
250
she
a
gets
month.
$500 for the
Yeah.
last 2 months.
Yeah, okay,
So,
I didn't know the number.
take me time.
Meeting room 1.
Upstairs.
So are we raising the line item for next year? What are we doing?
I think we should.
I guess, why don't we deal with this one first? Is there a motion to approve the transfer of $518 to the Pope's Tavern electricity?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Alright, so, line 121.
hot air in there? Is it forced hot air so they're running fans in the winter?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I
the,
see Charlie thinking.
You know, I have to, I don't know.
well, the FY14 was $2,000.
What? Oh, sorry.
FY15 was 23, almost $2,400.
So we never lowered it.
Yeah, we didn't lower it.
Yeah, I know.
No, stop lowering numbers.
Yeah, I don't recall lowering that requested
No.
amount either. I'm
No.
pretty sure that we handled that the same way we handled every other electric bill when Charlie and you went through and just
Yep, and the year.
estimated what the new cost would be
Yep,
based.
and increased it.
Yeah,
We did,
I thought so.
yep.
So they must have a increased energy usage there if the bill is.
Well, costs,
I would
No,
suspect
well,
that
no,
there are
that-
a lot of small heaters under desks.
Well, the costs were calculated. They
But
did
they probably.
they
had
spent- I don't-
Whatever they.
I would say you guys
know,
spent a couple of
all
weeks.
Electricity went
So
up
it should have
too
gone up by the
this year,
same proportion.
so I don't really know what the answer is as to why.
There's
Certainly
more
something-
computers that
Huh?
actually, there's more computers that actually work now in the
Yeah.
town.
Oh, but
than-
that would be the building across the street too. She got another computer,
5 years
right?
ago.
It actually, it could be about $20
I
to
can't speak.
$40 a
You
month,
know, that
depending
time
upon the
ago,
computer.
but,
Yeah.
So there you go.
I just suspect.
Well-
It's probably what
If it's left on all the time, it could easily be $40 a month.
What's
Right.
that?
A computer could easily be $40 a month if it's left on all the time. If it doesn't have the right power settings, it could be $40 a month to your electric bill. You know, if you have a souped up,
Yeah, the one in my basement.
4 graphic card.
I'll tell you the story later.
So is there a motion to reconsider line 121?
That has more power than anybody could ever use.
I'll make a motion to reconsider line 121.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Is this for the?
Electricity, just to
What- what
reconsider
Line
it.
item.
Oh, yes, aye.
All right, so that's unanimous. Do we have a number we want to plug in?
Well, just using the math of $250 a month, she's gonna come in at 3,000 for expended in FY16.
So 3,000?
I would say so.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Is- Do we, to discussion?
Did you come up with 3,000?
Is there a second? And then we'll discuss.
Did you say 3,000?
You did. Is there a second?
That's what I came up with too. Okay, sure, second.
All right, now we can discuss.
But it should be slightly less in the late spring than it was in the middle of the winter.
Yeah, but in the fall, it would have been less. I'm just extrapolating 10
Okay,
times
great.
250.
I'm good with 3,000.
But, a rhetorical remark, you know, that, should she be challenged to maybe work harder with her staff to control that spending, that
See,
energy
that's a
usage?
good point too, because that's the size of a house, and I do not spend $3,000 a year on electricity in my house.
My electric bill is $300 a month in my house. Yeah. In the summer, it's more because I have a pool, but my average is about 300, 320 a month for my house.
But, you know, like, nobody's over there
At
and.
night.
There's long periods
Yeah,
of
no,
time.
I was just,
You know, it's
as an
8 hours
example.
of usage,
Yeah.
you know. And that, maybe the heat's being left up and on overnight, I don't know.
but if it's not electric heat, what are you saying, to run the boiler?
No, you know, the thermostats are not turned down.
Yeah, if they're not zoning it for different periods, when it's occupied and when it's not. Like, there are plenty of thermostats out there that you can get a Nest thermostat and it'll learn when you're there.
Yeah,
Yeah, programmable.
yep.
Yeah, or even something
Very
simple,
inexpensive.
programmable one, $50. You can say, turn it on at this temperature between the the hours we're here and shut it down to 58, 60 degrees when we're not.
Maybe that's something Jerry can work with her on to see.
Has, I don't know if we do a green energy study there, if we're going to do.
It was included, we have to go back and check, I'm sure there are things on the list there.
Okay.
But the thing is,
If you're gonna tear part
Right.
of the building down, you're gonna have to
yeah,
redo that whole study.
I'm not spending any money there until we know what we're doing.
Makes sense.
Any further discussion on the motion for 3,000?
Well, do we know if it does get approved and we have a special town meeting for it? When an ETA on when the new building might
I
be
expect-
constructed?
well, no, I don't.
Okay.
Because at this point, they're still doing interviews with the architects, that's scheduled for this week. So, we haven't even hired the architect.
So
Okay.
My hope is late this summer, we'll have a town meeting between the school roof project and this project.
Well, if it's not spent, I think your suggestion of looking at ways to reduce energy usage at the COA makes sense.
I think that should be a town thing.
Yep,
I wouldn't, I wouldn't,
yeah.
I think it's
Yep.
townwide.
So,
I was just curious to see what the police department electricity usage is, but that's buried within their expense line, right?
No, that, there's station maintenance line.
Oh, it's in there.
If the board needs electricity usage of all the buildings, I can supply that.
You looking for meeting room one?
Board of Appeals have.
Yeah,
Yep, upstairs.
upstairs.
Sorry.
no problem.
So is it being counterproductive to increase the line to 3,000 if we're gonna turn around and say,
Is this the stairs?
check?
Yep, you can go upstairs right there, or you could go up the elevator if the light's not on.
She's gone.
I don't think it's being counterproductive to increase the line at this time. I think it's probably a pretty smart idea to do that. And then, she can only spend it on the electricity. It can't be spent on anything else.
Okay.
But just in terms of being green, I certainly hope she gets challenged to see if we can, not do that kind of an increase again.
Mm.
You need to take notes. Yeah, all in.
Okay. All in favor of the motion? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? Passes. Okay, now if we get out of here quick, Charlie can't give us the update.
That's gonna have to be held on town meeting floor. So where you guys have, either we have to let her know that she should hold the increase. or-
121, page 19.
We'll tell her to make the hold.
I can put it on, well, actually, I could put it on the sheet, because I am gonna have a handout. We had a couple of other things that the libraries were
Yeah.
adjusted a little bit.
Cherries will have.
So, yeah,
Jerry's-
Jerry's, so I could put all of those on the sheet, the
Okay.
handout.
The salmon sheet.
The salmon sheet, yeah.
Sal.
Well, the salmon sheet is the one, yeah. Well, we have three
There'll be a
colors.
color.
I have three colors, look, we're gonna have fun.
Okay, so, do we sign both reserve, line item transfers? So, anything else on the FY 16-17 budget? I know that Charlie wants to give us an update. Is there any articles on the warrant that we haven't gone over? That- As far as I know,
There were
we,
a couple of things that we had to actually wait until town meeting. Wasn't there something in Article 2 that we had to wait?
Article 2, we held but they printed it, to read full-time. That was the, section 2, increase the clothing allowance.
Okay.
We have to make our recommendation at town meeting. It was strictly held because the word full-time wasn't in the original article.
Okay. So do we have to, I'm just looking back, do we have to actually vote that, or?
Yeah, we could go through that now, because we held it.
Which,
Which article?
which-
Article 2, section 2,
section 2. Increase the clothing allowance for full-time building and maintenance employees from, so it says full-time,
correct. It did not say
from
that.
$450 to $550 per year. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Where's,
Page 10 in the warrant.
I was trying to see what we wrote about it in the original one. Do those have a different number?
No, they would still be in Article 2. It's right after all the pay change lines.
And what are we considering about this one?
So increase the clothing allowance for full-time building and maintenance employees from $450 to $550.
And it didn't say full-time before.
It didn't
Yeah,
say
we originally
just
held
added
it
in
because the wording
full-time.
full-time is not in there.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed or abstentions? Okay. We recommend. Any others that we can think of?
The only other one that we held was, the street money, because there wasn't a number at the time,
There will be,
but not till town meeting,
Yeah.
right?
Actually, no, Charlie has it.
Yeah, I think it's like Art Chapter 78, I mean, it's, what it is simply the legislation itself. It
Right.
doesn't change the amounts or anything like
But I think we held on voting it till we had a number to put in there.
So that was Article 6.
Article 16, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any others?
I think we did 27, right? Those were the computers for the chief.
Yep,
Yep.
did those last
Took
week.
care of that. 31 we took care of.
What did we vote for 31?
We approved it.
Yeah.
I abstained.
You're like the Grinch.
I started the conversation with, I was very
He was-
conflicted.
He was for it before he was against it.
Can sing the Grinch song.
Did we do all the special town meeting stuff?
We did.
We did?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So it looks like we're all set.
All right.
Then we'll just have the contract ones to do.
Yeah.
What is it, 7 through 12?
Yeah.
If they're ready.
Charlie, is the, have the selectmen reviewed this?
that. No, because they met last on April 12th and haven't met since then officially. And we had a forum on the meals tax, and that's it. They're meeting tomorrow night. And one of the things they'll be doing is reviewing the warrant.
Okay.
But, well, I don't know how much time they're gonna spend on recommendations or anything like that. They may talk a little bit about it. Their main thing when we're reviewing it is making sure that who's doing which articles that are sponsored by the selectmen.
Meeting minutes. We ready to go over those tonight, or do you want to do
It's
a
up to
few
you, or
next
do you
week?
wanna wait until after town meeting? I can send them out again for everybody to refresh.
I need you to send them out again, because I have not reviewed them.
Okay. They're at home, they're feeling at home in my little battle box. So if they wanna come out.
Okay, so we did mail reserve fund, meeting minutes, discussion, 16, 17, articles, calendar. So are we expecting Monday and Tuesday to be?
Monday, Tuesday.
and
Yeah,
then-
as much as I would like it to be one night, I'm not betting on it. I always like to be one night.
So Monday, Tuesday, and we're posted for Wednesday, just
I'm
in
gonna
case,
post 3
too?
just in case.
Okay,
It would make me feel better.
and then the following Monday? Okay. Didn't everyone make town meeting?
Mhm.
And did we say 7 to be there?
We said 6:45,
And I'll have
unless you wanna change that.
pizza and salad.
I probably can't make it till 7. I don't even get home till 6:40, but I'll be there for just
Okay.
7.
Cheese and pepperoni fine? Cheese and pepperoni and salad?
I'm always down for a good pizza
All right.
and salad.
So Charlie, do we need to take a motion to go into executive session?
You know, I'll be a lot briefer.
All right, so we'll be taking a vote to go into executive session to only to come out to adjourn. Correct? Okay. So thank you very much for filming us tonight. It's a quick meeting. So is there a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion to enter executive session.
Is there a second?
Second,
Mel, are you in favor?
I'm in favor.
I am in favor.
in favor.
Yes.
Nikki?
Yes.
Okay, good. We would include the town accountant, the town administrator in the room. Thank you.